Good morning, dear students. So today we are going to learn about the Roman numeral system. That is the last part of our topic. That is chapter number 3, large numbers. In the last class, we have discussed about the ascending and descending order of numbers, and then also we have learned how to compare any large number. So like 6 digit, 7 digit or 8 digit number. That also we have learned. That means how to compare. Fine. Before that, we have learned also about the Indian system and the international system. So I got some of the homeworks that I have assigned to you, and I have gone through it, and I have seen that many of you have done it correctly. That means I can say that the Indian and the international system of numeration is almost understood. There may be some of the confusion or doubts may be there. So that we will learn during the Zoom class. That means the next Zoom class I am planning to have it on Thursday. Thursday we have also class at 9:30. So Thursday we are planning to have it. So on Thursday we will discuss the confusion that you have regarding this particular international or Indian numeration of system. Now today we are going to discuss about the Roman numeral system. Now see students, please you can take out the page number 42. In page number 42, student, if I say it's given Roman numeral, so there is a introduction given. Let us read out that. Pooja bought a clock but found it difficult to read the time as she was not familiar with the numbers on it. How you ever seen such numbers? Do you know what those numbers are? Now students, if you see the clock which is given in the picture on the right hand side, can you tell me that type of symbols that we used to see, where we have seen this? One example is already given. That means we have seen this in the clock. That is the, you can see the time. To show the represent the time, this type of symbols are used. Can you give one more example where you have seen this type of symbols? When they represent numbers, this type of symbol were used where? So if you observe properly students, we can say that in our classroom, in fact in our school itself, can you say that your classroom, that means whatever you are studying right now, say you are studying in 5A, how the 5 is written just in front of the door on the top. It is written 5, it's not number 5, it is written B. Fine. Similarly, in the previous year, suppose you were in 4A or 4B or 4C, that 4 was also written as IV, not as 4. So, those are some examples where Roman numerals are used. Now, what is this Roman numeral? How we can use it? We will learn it. Fine. So, after that, students, you can say some recalling part is there. I recall. Now, students, I will request. Now only I am saying this question, that is how to write these number names. That is, we have already learned about large numbers. Let us recall the concept by writing the number names of the given numbers using the Indian system. So in page 42, in the last part, you can say this numbers has been given and you can say fill in the blanks type of question it is. So students, please do one thing. This will be your homework for today. You need to write down the number name of these numbers here itself, and you need to click a picture of that and you have to send it to me. So that means I am again giving you a homework on the basis of Indian numeration system only. So Roman numeral system, I will assign you some homeworks afterwards. Fine. Now students, let us go ahead with the main topic, that is how Roman numerals are used. Fine. The classwork, what you have to write down in your school copy, that I will send it to you through a picture. Fine. So that you will do it. Now students, let us go ahead with the I remember and understand. Now, what is the history of Roman numeral? History of Roman numeral, if you say, the Roman numerals were used in ancient Rome. It has 7 letters of English with the help of which all the other numbers are written. Now already we are familiar with the Roman numeral because we got it in previous years also. But we got little bit smaller numbers. But now we are going to deal with some large numbers which can be represented through Roman numeral. So the symbols that we use basically, if I say the Roman numeral, so let us start the topic. If I say Roman numerals, now Roman numerals, it was used basically in ancient Rome, and that is why the name has been said as Roman numerals. Nice. Now Roman numerals, basically we use 7 letters, that is I, V, X, L, C, D, M. So this particular 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, these 7 letters were used to represent the Roman numerals. Now this I means what? This I stands for 1. This V stands for 5. This X stands for 10. This L stands for 50. C stands for 100. D stands for 500. And M stands for 1000. So these are the numbers. These are the meaning of these letters. These symbols are actually representing some numbers, and the numbers are like this. So it is already given in the book also. You can see the table, Roman numeral symbol and Hindu Arabic numeral values. That means in Hindu Arabic system, what will be the values of this symbol, that has been already given in the textbook. Now students, we already have seen the numbers till 10. At least 10 we already know. So what are the numbers, how the numbers are written till 10. So let us recall once more about those numbers, that how to write numbers till 10 in Roman numeral. Say 1, obviously it is written as 1. 2 means we have to 2 I we have to give. Then for 3 we give 3 I's. Then IV stands for 4. Then V stands for 5. Then VI will stand for 6. VII will stand for 7. VIII will be 8. 9 will be IX. And finally X will be 10. These already we got in our previous classes. So that means till 10 at least we know. In fact, some of you will know till 100 also. Hopefully. Fine. Or till at least 50. Now we are going to learn in detail that how these numbers will be written. There are some rules. You cannot simply write a number by using some letters. Fine. They have some fixed rules, and through those rules only you have to go proceed. That means you have to write any number. Let us discuss those rules now. Now I will discuss one by one all the rules. There will be basically 4 rules. Now in these 4 rules, students, these rules are already given in the textbook, so you no need to write down in your copy, because since it is already given, clearly explained, so you can see the textbook and you can easily understand how the rule works. Now let us discuss it so that you can understand, okay, because you are not going to by heart it, you need to understand it first. First rule, number 1, that is given. Please read that particular lines in the box given here. That is, a symbol can be repeated to a maximum of 3 times. Repetition of numbers means addition. Only I, X, C and M can be repeated. That means we have this particular 4 symbols, I, X, C and M. These 4, out of that 7, only these 4 symbols will be repeated. But repeated till how many times? Maximum 3 times. That means I can write I, X, 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 C, C, C and M, M, M. So I can repeat any symbol, that means not any symbol, only these 4 symbols will be repeated. Then which are the remaining symbols which cannot be repeated, and those will be B cannot be repeated. After B it is X. Then what is next? L will not be repeated, and finally G will not be. So these are the 3 letters which are not repeated actually. That means they cannot be repeated at all. You cannot even repeat them for 2 times also. That means you cannot write VV or VVV. Then LL, you cannot write LL. In fact, you cannot write LLL also. Fine. Similarly with D also. So you have to remember that these 3 symbols are never repeated. Okay, not even 2 times also. Only the repeated symbol are I, X, C, M, and they will be repeated maximum for 3 times. And what does it repetition means? Repetition means addition. Addition means, what does it mean? Let us see that. So we will not discuss about these which are not repeated. We will discuss only this. I means 1 I stands for how much? 1. So that means it will be 1 plus 1 plus 1. So this will be equal to how much? 3. Similarly, X means 10 plus 10 plus 10. So that will be 30. C, that means 100 plus 100 plus 100. So that will be 300. And M means 1000 plus 1000 plus 1000. So that will be equal to 3000. So that means we can say that these numbers are repeated so that we can write the other numbers. Fine. If suppose a large numbers I need to write, say which is, say suppose more than say 2000 or more than suppose such like that. So large numbers we can utilize by using the repetition of these symbols. So this is the first rule, students. Remember, understand properly. Four letters can be repeated, and that repetition will be for maximum 3 times, not 4 times, maximum 3 times. So you can repeat them for 2 times also. That's not like that it has to be repeated always for 3 times. You can repeat it for 2 times also, but maximum 3 times. And when we repeat, it means addition. That symbols, whatever the values they are representing, that will be added 3 times. So that is the example. Fine. So this is rule number 1. Okay. Now let us go for the rule number 2. Now rule number 2 says, number 2, please read the sentence. If a symbol of lower value is placed after the symbol of a greater value, the values are added. Okay. Let us understand first. Say they are talking about a lower value and a greater value. Okay. I will just give you an example. Say suppose VI I am writing. Now out of these two symbols, one has lower value, one has greater value. Which one is lower? I have lower value because I means 1, and V have greater value, V means 5. So you see their positioning now. The smaller one on the right hand side and the greater one is on the left hand side. So in that case, when the greater one is on the left and the smaller one is on the right, then you have to add both the value. That means it is V means 5, I means 1. So 5 plus 1 it is how much? 6. Let us take one more example. Say now if I write say X I. So you can say this I means what? I means 2. X means what? 10. So this 2 is on the right hand side and X is on the left hand side. So greater one is on the left hand side. So it will be added. So X means 10. I means 2. So it will be how much? 12. So this is about the second rule. Whenever the greater value is on the left and the smaller value is on the right, both we have to add them. Clear? So this is the rule number 2. Let us go for rule number 3. Now rule number 3, it will be opposite to that. Opposite to this means, that means if a smaller value is on the left hand side and the greater value is on the right hand side, then what will happen? Then the opposite will happen. Say let us take the example IV. Previously it was VI, now I am writing IV. Now you see the greater value is coming on the right hand side, smaller value is coming on the left hand side. So in that case, what we have to do, we have to subtract. Subtract the smaller one from the greater one. So that means it will be 5 minus 1. So that will be equal to 4. Say if I take one more example, say if I take IX. Now here also the smaller one I, which is small, so it will be on the left hand side, and X, which is on the right hand side. So in that case also I need to subtract the smaller value from the greater value. So that means it will be 10 minus 1. So that will be equal to 9. So Ix is equal to 9. So this is these two rules. If you remember one rule, say suppose if you remember the second rule, the third rule you can easily understand. Why? Because it is the opposite of it. Second rule says the greater value on the left, smaller value on the right, then you add. The third rule says the smaller one is on the left, greater one is on the right, then you subtract. So both are opposite to each other. So if you remember the second rule, the third rule you can easily understand because it is just the opposite one. Fine. Okay. Now the last rule, that is the number 4. Number 4 rule, let us see. This is little bit different. The fourth rule, it is written like I, that is the 1. I can be subtracted from V and X only. That means this I can be subtracted from V and X. That means I can be subtracted means what kind of that means what is the meaning of this? They are saying this IV and IX, because in these two cases only I will be subtracted from, that means 1 will be subtracted from 5, that will be 4, and as I said just now 10 minus 1, that is 9. That means I can be subtracted only from V and X. Can we do this? If I have written I here and if I suppose have written L. Now what this IL means. If I say IL will be something like I means 1, L means 50. So it will be like this 50 minus 1, which will be equal to 49. Is it correct? It's not. This is absolutely wrong. That means I cannot be subtracted from any other letter. It can be subtracted only from V and X. That means I will sit in front of which two letters? That is V and X. That is, I will be on the left hand side only with these two letters, that is V and X. Okay. Second one, how X will be subtracted? Let us see that. So this is the same rule actually going on. X can be subtracted from L and C only. That means X can be subtracted from which two letters? L and C only. L and C only. Now let us see that. That means they are trying to mean this XL and XC they are trying to mean. That means X will be subtracted only from L and C. Now XL. X means 10, L means 50. So the smaller one is on the left, greater one is on the right. So we have to subtract. So 50 minus 10, it will be how much? It will be 40. Similarly here, X is smaller, C is greater. C means 100 and X means 10. So we have to subtract and that will be 90. So they are trying to say that X can be subtracted only from L and C, not from any other symbol. Like I can be only subtracted from V and X. Similarly, X can be subtracted only from L and C. Other than that, X cannot be subtracted from any other letter. Fine. So that means what I can say that XD is not possible. XD is not possible. It is only XL and C is possible. XL and X. So this is not correct. Okay. So this is the second part of that same rule, because we are trying to learn subtraction. C can be subtracted from D and M only. Now similarly, C can be subtracted from D and M. That means C means 100. So obviously C can be subtracted from which number? C cannot be subtracted from L. Why? Because C is 100, L is 50. So you cannot subtract 100 from 50. So obviously the C has to be subtracted from a greater value than C. That means the greater value than C will be what? That is D and M only. D means 500, M means 1000. So that means we can write CD and we can write CM. CD means, since C means 100, D means 500. So it will be 500 minus 100. So that will be 400, because smaller one is on left, greater one is on right. So we have to subtract. Similarly here also, M means 1000 and C means 100. So that means 1000 minus 100. So it will be how much? It will be 900. So students, we came to know about this particular fourth rule. They say I can be only subtracted from the just next two greater value. That is what is the next two greater values are there? That is V and X. So I can be subtracted from only V and X. Done. X can be subtracted from which? X can be subtracted only from L and C. And finally, C can be subtracted from only D and M. So that is the fourth rule. Now students, using these all four rules, we can write any number in the Roman numeral system. So let us try out some of the numbers, some of the examples. Let us see. You can see the example 8. Example 8, write the Hindu-Arabic numerals for the given Roman numerals. So let us see that how they have solved it. So if I say the first one, CLXIX. CLXIX. So I need to write down this number in Hindu-Arabic numeral system. That is a normal number numbers. So C means what? C means 100. So that means C will be 100. And it is on the left hand side. So obviously there is no greater value on the right hand side. So it will be added. So 100 plus LX. Now you see L is there, and just after that what is that? X. So again L means how much? L means 50. And X means how much? It is 10. So Since the smaller one is on the left right hand side of the greater one, so it will be added. And finally ix. Now this ix means what? 9, because I is smaller and x is greater, so we have to subtract 10 minus 1. So obviously we know ix means 9 also. So now you need to add all this. That means it will be how much? It will be 169, because 50 plus 10 it is 60, plus 9 69, so 100 plus 69, so it will be 169. The next example they have given is LXX VII. Now here also students see, L means how much? L means it is 50. X and X2 X are together, so definitely this will be 10 plus 10, so it will be 20. And VII, V means 5 and II means 2. So now finally you add on this, 50 plus 10 60 plus 10 70, 70 plus 5 77. So you can say this value will be 77. Now let us take a greater one. Say DCL. Now DCL, D means 500, C means how much? C means 100, and L is 50. Now why I am adding? Because D is greater, C is smaller, so I have to add. Again C is greater, L is smaller, so I have to add, because the smaller one is on the right hand side always. So now this will be how much? It will be 650. 500 plus 100, 600, and then 50. So 650. So these are the changing of Hindu Roman numeral to Hindu Arabic numeral. Now let us go for the opposite one. That means we need to convert now say Hindu Arabic numeral to Roman numeral. So let us try it. Say 160. 160. So if you have to break, they are breaking the number in this way. That is 100 plus 50 plus 10. Now 100 means how much? 100 means obviously it is C. 50 means how much? 50, since all are plus, so 50 will be the next. So 50 means how much? L, and 10 means how much? X. So it will be CLX. Then the next is 2950. Now 2950. So if I break it, how I will break it? It will be broken as if, students, do we have any symbol for 2000? We do not have, but we have symbol for 1000, that is M. So we have to break this is 1000 plus 1000. So that will give you 2000. Fine. 900, do we have any symbol for 900? We do not have any symbol for 900. Fine. We have symbol for what? We have symbol for 500. Okay. So if I have to, then we have to do one thing, that is 500 plus 400. But 500 plus 400, 400 how you will show? 400 you will show like this or what? Which is not possible. Why? Because the letter cannot be repeated for 4 times. The maximum is 3 times. So this 900 has to be shown like this. 900 will be 1000 minus 100. 1000 minus 100 we can represent in rows. 1000 means how much? 1000 means it will be M, and 100 means it will be how much? It will be, you can say, C. So that one. And finally what is there? 50. Now 50, students, we have a direct symbol of 50. That is L. Now let us try to write this. 1000 means it will be M. This also will be M. Now 1000 minus 100. Now 100 will be subtracted from 1000, so it has to be on the left hand side. So 100 means C, and 1000 means again M. So CM will come. CM means 900, that means. And finally 50. 50 is there, so 50 symbol already we know, that is L. So it will be M, M, C, M, L. Okay. And 14. 14 is very easy, because 14 we can write like 10 plus 4. But 4, do we have any symbol? We do not have. So 4 we have to write like this, 5 minus 1. Now 10 will be exactly X. 5 minus 1, since it is subtraction, 1 will be subtracted from 5. So this 1 will come on the left. That means it will be, I will come first, and 5 means V. So XIV will be the answer of 14. So students, these are the, you can say, some examples has been given how to convert Roman numeral to Hindu Arabic and Hindu Arabic to Roman numeral. So you can assure one thing, that you will be getting some question related to this conversion. Fine, but without knowing the rule, you will be able to this conversion. So students, please try to understand the 4 rules first, Today you go through these 4 rules properly, and then you can go ahead with the examples. So examples already have discussed. Now students, there is train my brain below to that. You can say A, B, C. Students, this train my brain, there are 3 questions only given, 172. You have to write down this Roman numeral. They are given Hindu Arabic. So this also you can do as a homework today. That means whatever we have learned today, that also is included now. So that means you can say in the first page number 42, whatever is given, you can do that in the textbook itself, because place is given. These 3 numbers, you can do one thing. After writing the classwork, simply you do this conversion. You write train my brain and you do this conversion in the copy, because there is no place given, so you have to do it in copy. Fine. So 2 things you have to do as a homework. One thing was to write the number name in Indian system of page number 42 in the textbook itself. Click a picture of that and send it to me. And secondly, Roman numeral, this train my brain in page number 44, that you have to do in copy, because that's no place is given on the textbook for that. Now there are some other things are given. Today students, let us complete this Roman numeral concept. There are some examples I applied. I apply means now you need to understand how these Roman numerals are used in our day-to-day life. Let us see that. Let us see a few real life examples where we apply the knowledge of Roman numeral. Example 11. Read the following clocks and write the time they are showing using Hindu Arabic numeral, Hindu Arabic numbers. Now if you see the first letter, this first clock, the hour hand is always shorter, minute hand is longer. So how much time it is actually showing? So if you see that it will be showing as 4:25. Why? Because the hour hand has just crossed 4 and the minute hand is exactly at, you can say 5. 5 means it has crossed how many 5 minutes? 5 minutes have been crossed, so it is 25. So the time is already given, it shows 25 minutes, so it is 4:25. Then the next one, if you see the clock, the second one, it is given the shorthand is after 2, that is, it has crossed 2, but it reached till 3. The our minute hand reached 3, that means it has crossed 5 minutes 3 times. So that means it will be 15 minutes. So it will be 2:15. So it will be 2:15. So it is given already in the solution. Example 12. Rohit scores MDCLB marks in the first semester and MDCVII marks in the second semester. Express Rohan's total mark as Hindu Arabic numeral. Now student, this is a very important question. This type of question usually you will get in IMAX paper. Fine. Now first of all, you need to convert both of these numbers into Hindu Arabic. And finally you have to add them. Many of the students, when this type of question comes, what they do, they convert the number in Hindu Arabic numeral, but they forget to write the total sum, because there is a question total marks also. So please read the question properly in exam. Don't do half for. Okay. So MDCLB they have broken down. MDCLB they have broken 1000 plus 500 plus 100 plus 50 plus 5, and that is equal to 1655, 1655. MDCVII is equal to 1000 plus 500 plus 100 plus 5 plus 111. Now after that they got 1608, 1608. Now finally when we will add, the total marks will come to 3263, 3263. So it's a very perfect example for examination. Okay, this type of question you can easily expect. Example 13. List out some real life situations where Roman numerals are used. Now this I have asked you some examples. So examples they have given like number A, on wall clocks, that already we have seen in the example. Number B, representation of classroom numbers, for example 4A, 5B. I just said this thing in the beginning of this conversation. Fine. Number C, section numbers in exam question papers. Say sometimes you get question number 1. Say suppose it is question number 1. Say it is MCQ. So what we get? We get like this or not? Isn't it? So here in question paper also we actually see the use of Roman numerals like this. Then chapter numbers in novels. In some of the novels the chapter number is also represented in Roman numeral. And number E, after people's name, for example John, 2 and so on, used in Western countries very often. So say the name they get usually in same name. So what happens, since the name is same, so they have to give some numbers. say 1, 2, 3 like that. So generation wise it will go on. So that's an example, but that happens in the Western countries especially, not in India. Now the last part, students, let us come to the page number 46, that is I explore HOTS. Let us discuss this. Consider the following examples based on large Roman numerals. What is the Hindu Arabic numeral of MDCLXBI? Though it is a HOTS question, student, but ultimately the same thing we have to do. We have to convert them into, you can say, Hindu Arabic numeral. So MDCLXBI, M means 1000, D means 500, C means 100, L means 50, X means 10, and VI means 5 plus 1. So when we add all this, we will get 1666, 1666. Which is the larger number between MDCLXXIV and MDCCLXXIX? Now student, this is also a very important question. You can mark the questions in your textbook by star mark or something like that, so that you have an eye on that whenever you revise. This question cannot be solved directly without converting them into Hindu Arabic numeral. First you need to convert them into Hindu Arabic numeral. Fine. Then only you can compare or not, that which one is greater, which one is smaller. Because here by looking at the numbers simply we cannot do it. So they have converted the number and finally they got one number is equal to 1674. Next one they have got as 1779. So you can clearly see which one is greater. The second number is greater than the first one. So that is the I explore HOTS. So this type of question also you can expect at least one. Now there are some maths, Mansi, social studies fun, science funs are given. So that at least you can check by yourself. So students, we have completed the whole chapter, you can say the explanation part. Now the thing left is that drill time. Now drill time we will not do today. So as per I planned, on Thursday, as I said, I will be giving you, we will have a Zoom class, and after the Zoom class I will send you the video link. That means I will discuss the drill time on Thursday also, but I will make a video on that, because in Zoom everything cannot be possible to explain. So I will do the recording and I will send it to you also at 9:30 exactly. At 9:40 we will start the Zoom class. Fine. So if you do not get time to see the video at exactly 9:30, because after 10 minutes only 9:40 I will start the Zoom class and it may go to till 10:10 or 10:20 maybe. And then 10:30 you have again another one more class, I know that. So what you can do after 11:30, when all the classes will be over, you can go ahead with the video of the drill time. And that will, on Thursday I will complete the drill time portion at least, so that we will have only one thing left, that is the workbook. And workbook, as I said, Saturday also we will have the normal classes because we need to complete the syllabus. So Saturday, half an hour, maybe I will explain the workbook concept, and then from 10 o'clock I will give you the MindSpark worksheet as it is. Fine. So students, please go through this explanation whatever I have made today. Okay, I will send you the homework also. I will click a picture of that and I will send it to you as a homework. I explain how to do it. And one more thing, the classwork also I will send. So classwork also you write down in your copy and then you do the homework. And the next thing is study well, because exam is nearby now. So you have to prepare yourself. 3 chapters are coming, the first, second and 3 chapters. So if we complete this workbook, then our topic will be over for your PT1. Fine. So students, let us study properly and let us go ahead with the Zoom class on the next class, that is on Thursday. Fine. So thank you.